Hey everybody, welcome back to Dude's Brunch, your late night morning talk show. I'm your host Taylor Olmstead, and we are back after a brief hiatus with our good buddy Tyler Reed. Tyler, what'd you have for brunch today?
Hey everybody, this is the second take of this intro, so I've already turned off my YouTube video of Pantera's Walk. So I will then now tell you, I had that sweet get a sandwich from Sleepy Bee, my favorite sandwich.
It's a good sandwich.
Messy as always.
It's extremely messy, but totally worth it. And you got that black coffee with it?
I got it afterwards. I didn't get it there because if I recall correctly, they don't do anything special for it. They just kind of take their hot coffee and put ice cubes in it. Which before all one of you goes on Twitter and gets mad at me, that's not how you fucking make good iced coffee.
He's not wrong. Well, the prodigal podcaster has returned after his long time in the wilderness. Sean Evans is back. Sean, what do you have for brunch today?
Well, this morning I got up and I needed to make bacon for the baked potato that I was going to have for lunch today. So I just whipped out an entire thing of bacon. And I stood at the stove with the door closed so I wouldn't wake up Sarah. And I just laid bacon inside the pan and then let it cook. And then I pulled it out and put it on the paper towel and then just kept the cycle going. But as I was pointing out, I would put 5 pieces on, take 5 pieces off, eat 3 pieces, put 5 pieces on.
How much bacon did you eat?
Probably eight strips or so. It wasn't a really big pan. So I really had to work hard to make it. But I mean, and that said too, we're kind of out of coffee, so I had instant coffee, but.
I would be disappointed, but my brunch wasn't much better because I woke up at 11 and ordered a Papa John's pizza.
Fuck yeah.
Pepperoni and pineapple, the Jason Snell special.
Oh, there we go. At least it had pineapple on it. It got fruit.
Yeah, it had some fruit on it. That makes it breakfasty.
Yeah, that's right.
And I was out of coffee, so I had a Coke.
The most breakfast of fruit.
Jesus.
Man, you really put me to shame today.
I've been traveling a bunch and out of the house for work a lot, so I basically have no food here. And I'm going to be gone for the next 2 days as well, so it's I wasn't going to buy groceries for the weekend. That's ridiculous.
So you made that desperate call, that plea to the great Papa, this guy, you're please Papa, give me your pizza.
Rain that sweet, sweet marinara down on me.
Because as it turns out, better ingredients do mean better pizza.
Did you use a coupon code or anything?
They were doing a special, so I couldn't use a coupon code.
Oh, you should have used Caps 50, dude. See what hockey team won that night.
Well, so I was going to use the 30% off coupon that I have sitting around here someplace, but you can't use it on a special, and so...
No, dumbass, that's why it's a coupon.
Right, but I was well, it's going to end up being the same price, and so I might as well just not use a coupon code at all.
I think the last time I ordered Papa John's, I had the Ovi's Angel, which is it's 2 medium pizzas, and then they donate $5 to Relay for Life or something. Whatever Ovechkin's charity is. He's a hockey player for the Capitals. God, I don't really order pizza from there because I want the pizza. I really just want garlic butter.
Mm-hmm.
I really just want a vessel for dipping the garlic butter.
That's basically it. If I could just order crusts and the butter, I would be fine with that.
Sean, I think that's called breadsticks.
Did they just no? Thank you.
But you also want to have some actual food too. So you're
No,
he doesn't. He just wants breadsticks.
Listen. Sarah is a salad eater. Have you seen those commercials for Domino's where they have the salad people?
No.
Have you not seen these?
No.
Hold on, stop. Have you seen these, Tyler?
Apparently not.
Okay, hold on.
So paint the audience a word picture, Sean.
Okay, so Domino's has been doing these commercials. Well, they've kind of switched one. These are a little bit old, but it's this one is the awkward one where the dude's like yelling at people, but the other one that I just sent you is one where there are two kinds of people. There are the salad people and there are the pizza people. And when pizza people want pizza, the salad people always have to come in and say like, and you probably know somebody who's like this, who is like, well, can we have a salad with the pizza? And it's like, listen, okay, so I'm just gonna like get up on my soapbox for a second in my pizza box, and I'm gonna say like, no, I just want pizza. Like, I enjoy having a salad with my pizza sometimes, but I don't substitute a salad for pizza or to lessen the pizza that I want. Like, I want the pizza. I just want pizza. If we're sitting down at a restaurant where we're going to have pizza and it takes it a while for them to make it, I will take a salad to help me get to that period, that purgatory of pre-pizza-ness. But until then, don't try and ruin my experience with your salad.
So, I guess what you're saying is, if someone is bringing a pizza to your home, and you don't want any salad involved in that process, but if you're going to the pizza, salad is okay as, like, a way to kill time before the main.
Yes.
Salad is like the opening band.
But just a little bit of salad. Just a little bit of salad. None of this like, I want a whole salad and then I'll just have a slice of pizza. No. You don't just eat mashed potatoes at Thanksgiving and then just want like a piece of turkey to put on top of your mashed potatoes.
That's a bad example. Because I feel like I could just eat mashed potatoes at Thanksgiving. The better example is salad at Thanksgiving, because there's also sometimes salad at Thanksgiving. I get what you're saying. Salad is a side, not an entree.
You eat salad at Thanksgiving?
My mother is one of these people who will find a way to wedge salad into any meal.
Did you just make a lettuce pun?
Unintentionally, yes.
You disgust me. But basically, these commercials ring true because when we make pizza... So I honestly had this conversation yesterday when Sarah and I went to the grocery store. She told me that we've been buying bagged salads, which I don't really eat salad that often. And she said, I've really been having to throw out these salads lately because I haven't been eating them. But we're going to get a pizza. And mind you that this pizza is a vegetable pizza and does not have any meat on it whatsoever. There still needs to be a salad.
Yeah. I disagree with this, but I understand your pain.
I mean, I guess I blow it up like it's like this huge deal for me. But like, I feel pressure sometimes, like it's expected of me to have a salad with my pizza. Like, having a salad balances out the meal. And I just don't believe that that's true.
No, you just add another slice of pizza.
Why can't you just have your pizza and eat it too? I just don't understand why the pressure has to be there of, like, someone taunting you saying that that you should have a salad with your pizza. It's insulting to me. You gonna say something, Tyler? With your little smirk?
You just seem to have a very big hang up on this, and I'm sorry that you feel this pain. I'm sorry. I feel like the anger you bring forth sometimes, I feel like it's just something that I've never encountered ever before. It's always like so alien to me.
We're gonna do a deep dive real quick into Sean. Okay, so like, if my religion is rock and roll, the wafers that they serve at the altar of rock and roll, at rock and roll church, is pizza, right? Pizza and light beer. That's what they serve. Not salad.
This is a really strange metaphor. Point is, Tyler, hashtag pizza for brunch.
Oh, that's one of our first forced hashtags, isn't it? That was like episode 2.
I think it was like episode 3.
The pizza lobby.
Keeping things on the follow-up train here, throwing it back to another old episode, George Washington OG Fuckboy. Tyler, you dug up an old gem recently.
I said that out loud, didn't I?
Yeah, it's the title of the episode. Anyway, what is this video you found, Tyler?
He didn't find it. We watched it on the show.
Did we watch this on the show?
Yeah, of course we did. I showed everybody. We talked about it.
Did we? What?
We talked about how we mythologized the founding fathers. Oh my God, don't make me do this on this show. Don't make me come back after like 3 weeks of not being on this show and then make me go on a rant about the correct way to eat pizza and then make me talk about mythologizing the founding fathers, because these are two topics that I can really go on about. Like this. And here we go. We're just going to open that can and we're going to let all the worms pop out. And I don't want to do that here.
Let's just go in, because real quick, real-time follow-up. This week's Robot or Not was Pizza or Not, about at what point did something stop being a pizza and start being some other kind of food item. I feel like this is the sort of thing that Sean would have strong feelings about. There will be links in the show notes.
No, actually, I have very liberal feelings about this. That you can, I'm down for calling a pizza whatever you want.
A pizza is what you make it.
Yeah.
All right.
It's the spirit that matters.
Let's get off pizza. What's going on with the founding fathers?
This is just a funny joke that I just posted for a goof. I don't. There's really nothing to it. It's just a very, very old ass meme. I don't know if it's even a meme. I think because it came out in 2009, I don't think it even classifies as that. I think it's just a funny video. That's around the era of You're the Man Now dogs, or YTMNDs for short. So,
I thought I shared on this show that I studied with a professor in graduate school who wrote an academic article on this particular YouTube video.
No, you definitely haven't shared that on this show, but continue.
Oh, I didn't? Okay, that's actually how I know it, because this is actually the article that I picked to give a lecture on, because I like Brad Neely and I think that his animation and comedy is really funny. So that's why I have put a lot of thought into the mythologies of the founding fathers, because I had to write about this particular topic, and this particular video was one of them. So.
Well, it's a funny video. It made me lol. Let's move on before Sean starts a riot. In other follow-up, our continuing Rick and Morty coverage that only Sean and I care about.
Whoop whoop.
The world's largest Rick, aka the Rickmobile, a rolling Rick-shaped truck/gift shop, is going all over the U.S. starting here in the next week or so, and they're actually starting the tour in Atlanta, so I'm going to go and get a selfie with the world's largest Rick.
Now I kind of want to do it now that you said it, that you can take a selfie with.
Giant Rick!
I'll give you $10 if you hop out of your car, immediately run over there, and selfie yourself with a selfie stick, yelling, Giant Rick.
It's in my calendar in my phone as Giant Rick.
Exclamation point, all in capital letters?
Yes, obviously.
Is there a burp after it?
No, there should be, though. It's
Giant Rick!
We'll put a link to the Giant Rick tour dates in the show note.
I thought I had a fandom, but this is like a serious fandom. Speaking of fandoms, though, because we can totally talk about this because it'll be a week past now. May 4th is just May 4th. Just for the record, putting it out there. If you want to call it whatever else you want to call it, a name that I won't even say, some words that I won't even put together because they don't deserve to be put together, and you want to ruin another day with your crabby movie, oh, I almost slipped out. I almost just said it.
It's okay, Sean. You can be a buzzkill and hate one of the most popular movie franchises of all time. It's fine. Your opinion is still valid, even if you are a special snowflake. I love Star Wars Day. Come at me. I am not on board, however, with secondary Star Wars Day on the 5th. I don't know. I'm sure Tyler probably saw this. So the 4th has been Star Wars Day because May the 4th be with you, which, you know, it's a pretty bad pun. But then they upped the pun game this year, and I've been seeing a bunch of people posting about Revenge of the 5th as like an alternative Star Wars Day.
You know, this is...
That's where I draw the line.
This is why bad stuff happens. This is...
This is why bad things happen to good people.
This is why unicorns and dinosaurs died. It's because of stuff like Revenge of the 5th. Like, it's just...
I know.
Awaken the 6th. Great, we could do it. Revenge of the 7th. Return of the 8th. Alright, great. Well, we can just keep it going on for all eternity.
That's right. Forever and ever.
The 28th awakens.
Alright, so... we have talked a lot about music festivals over the course of this show, which makes sense as we are a podcast by 3 mid-20s millennial white music fans. It seems pretty much right up our alley. And so while we were offline for a couple of weeks, there was I don't even want, I guess we can call this a shitstorm of a festival that was going to happen in I don't even know, like, it was supposed to happen on one private island, and then they moved it to a different island, and then the island was flooded, and let's back up. This thing, Fyre Festival, was organized by kind of a billionaire playboy type personality and Ja Rule. And the two of them were going in together to make this an ultra luxury music festival with extremely expensive tickets, and everything's taking place on a private island, and you stay on the island in like cabanas, and I think it was like 3 or 4 days, and all inclusive, the whole deal. And we started getting whiffs that this wasn't going to work out, actually, when Blink-182 came out and publicly said they wouldn't be going to the festival at all and were canceling their headlining slot. And then it seems like from there onward, it just went downhill fast until eventually the country of Jamaica was like shutting down incoming flights from Miami to try and discourage people from coming to the festival. And people got there and there was nowhere for them to stay, and everything was wet, and they just had bread and cheese sandwiches instead of the gourmet food that they were promised. And it just sounds like it was a nightmare. And so I want to kind of talk through this with you guys and talk about what went so wrong. Like, how did such a... I don't want to call it a great idea, but how did such an idea just go so bad?
What was the lawsuit?
Yeah, so most of the people who went are now in a class action lawsuit against Mark Garagos and Ja Rule, claiming that they basically defrauded all these people out of their money.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Hey guys, we're gonna have Dude's Brunch Music Festival. It's actually gonna be inside of the dumpster behind the Wendy's next to your house. And Smash Mouth's coming to play. Scratch that. It's going to be at the Dayton Sitco.
Yeah, right. The Dayton Sitco, of course.
And Limp Bizkit's playing, right?
Yeah, Limp Bizkit's playing. How do people fall for that? Like, okay, so you seem to know a little bit more than this article is letting us know. Like, you seem to be kind of tapped into this. So, like, how much do tickets cost?
Tickets to this festival cost between $2,500 and $4,000.
And what was its catch? Like, why would you pay this much money to go to a festival like this?
The idea was, it's like any other music festival, but it's a luxury music festival. It's on a... Go ahead.
Okay, go ahead. No, go ahead. What makes it... What kind of luxuries would you have if you were at this festival?
So it was on a private island. There was...
All right.
Fancy...
cheese sandwiches.
Fancy food and drinks. There were supposed to be a ton of celebrities there.
Was the food and drink included?
I believe so. I'm not entirely sure.
Was this like a Sandals with a rock concert?
That's kind of the vibe I was getting, yeah.
All right.
And they had these like ridiculous celebrity endorsement deals with like Kendall Jenner and famous Instagrammers and all this stuff that they were basically just like throwing money at to have them talk about the festival and say that they were going to be there.
So my next question is, what's the difference between this and Catfish?
Wait. Oh. I was like, well, one's a fish and one's a shitty festival, but...
Thank you. One's a slimy river-based creature with spines down its back. The other one is a music festival.
Well,
the other one's a fish.
Well, so what happened here isn't really like the dating catfish that we're used to of like, you said you were this person and it turns out you were that person.
But tell me that's not what this is to happen though.
This is more like it's more like a con or like just a really poorly managed business, right? Because the company that they formed to create this festival is like a legitimate company. or, well, let me rephrase it. They are legally a company. They can be defined as a company. So they like had all their paperwork and check and everything. But they were basically hemorrhaging money the entire time and weren't paying for the things that they needed to pay for to have a basic concert, to a point where they didn't even have stagehands in the days leading up to the concert because they got into a fight with the stagehands union and then basically just said, fuck it, we'll staff it ourselves, which is not a good idea.
So basically, there was all these people on the internet that were told by other people on the internet that they had their stuff together. And then they went to go meet these people and they weren't even there. They weren't even real. And they lied about everything that they said that they were.
Exactly.
It sounds like catfish.
Kind of, yeah.
It sounds like a bunch of people just paid varying thousands of dollars to get catfished. I hope Vice is a special on this.
I hope so, too.
This is actually like a story that I would genuinely be interested in watching.
I mean, apparently they were going to have a reality show surrounding the festival.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they were going all out. It was going to be
at least
nuts.
that part came true.
Yeah, right.
I mean, I'm almost more interested in what happened like when everyone like started to basically turn into like the most dangerous game where they're like scavenging for food and like killing each other and people were stealing each other's stuff. And
what was the other book with the where the kids got to eat each other?
War of the Flies.
Yeah.
I don't think they ate each other, but they certainly were formed a cult around, I think, a ethereal pig, but I'm not sure. I don't remember. I don't remember if he actually existed or else he was just a.
So basically, Ja Rule and this billionaire were trying their best to do a desert island version of Burning Man.
Yeah, so that's kind of what I want to talk about, is the idea behind this festival and how this even attempted to get made, right? Because in the article that I shared with you guys, the Business Insider article, or the Billboard article, they compare it to Desert Trip, which everybody last year affectionately referred to as Old Cella. It's like Coachella for old people, and it had like Paul McCartney and the Rolling Stones, and I think some of the guys from Led Zeppelin.
How much was it to go to Old Cella?
Less than this. A little bit less than this.
Okay, I was going to say, legitimately, those are expensive acts to go see.
Yeah. But I think that was the first of these, like, premium music festivals, so to speak. The ones that are just, like, obscenely expensive on purpose to try and attract a certain kind of crowd. And it feels like this was an attempt to take the music festival to a level that it really shouldn't be taken to. Of, like, turning a music festival into a destination wedding, essentially.
Listen.
And I'm like, I don't know
really,
how I feel about that.
I think that the principle of all this is lost, right? Because for me, I've always thought about music festivals as being kind of like the Costco of music, right? Like, the benefit of joining the Costco is that you can go, or any kind of like members grocery stores, you can go and buy a lot of something at a cheaper price, right? Because if you went to go see all these headliners, you'd probably pay more than what the festival costs, just for the headliners. So you get to see like all these different bands, maybe some you haven't heard of, you'll discover somebody who you don't know, and you get to have this like kind of cool like outdoor music atmosphere. But at $2,500 a ticket at like the bottom line, doesn't that seem like, I don't know if there's a market for wholesale music like that. You know, like I feel like at $2,500 a ticket, that's like Super Bowl box seat kind of thing. You know, like that's not like, you want an experience with that. You're not trying to like get the bang for your buck. I don't know. It just seems confusing because I feel like festivals are really like, they're an experience, but it's really about more probably bang for your buck because there's so many of them nowadays. It's not like there's like 6 festivals that you are around the country. You know, every region has their own. It's like, you know,
every city has their own, sometimes more than one.
Right. Like Westboro, Pennsylvania is going to have their own music festival this year or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, we're in the first of 3 straight weekends of music festivals here in Atlanta. Right? Like, I feel like this may be it. Maybe we've reached peak music festival.
Right. No music, and you're stranded on an island with no way of escaping it, a cheese sandwich.
Right.
I feel
This is like when Andy Warhol did anti-film. This is like anti-music festival.
Yeah. The music is eating the ham and cheese sandwich.
Yeah.
And getting your stuff stolen by people that work for this company.
Who's actually the musicians?
What's art now?
Is it the screams of a bunch of rich people? Is that actually the music of our day?
I don't particularly wish ill on anyone, but I'm kind of I really kind of want to see what happened when all these people with probably presupposing a lot of money are like, wait, so this is it? That had to have been you couldn't write that.
That's what I mean. I want to see the video footage for this. It's got to be hilarious.
Right. What was it? Woodstock 99? That was a total disaster or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, it was 90. Sorry.
No, it was 99. You're right.
Oh, right. That was the one that was not.
It burned to the ground basically. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and I don't think this is Woodstock 99 level bad, but it is kind of a different sort of bad, like you said, because everybody who's going to this is more affluent than your typical music festival customer, right? None of us could afford to go to this festival. This is not for us.
No.
And so these people have the money for good lawyers and can sue the crap out of this company. And will. And they'll probably win.
This will go down as the secretly worst concert festival that ever happened. It'll be a case study in public relations. The Good Music Festival.
It's definitely been a good year for PR classes to give good sample cases.
It really has.
The year that was.
So when someone beats the shit out of one of your passengers,
this is what not to say. This is why it's always good to give your congressman some media coaching.
Who died? No one's.
Make sure when you charge people $1,000 for an event that you actually have something on the other side. It doesn't have to be good. It just has to be something, though.
Yeah, the organizers are currently facing up to 5 lawsuits, one of them for more than $100 million in damages. Normally, I would think this kind of lawsuit would be excessive, but this was such a dumb idea that failed so miserably. I don't know. I feel like they should...
It's excessive because they want to settle.
It is excessive because they want to settle, but...
Yeah, they want to settle out, but...
I just can't even believe that this happened, right? To go from all this hype and, celebrity endorsements and a massive lineup to then people getting there and finding out that the festival has been canceled. Flying hours from Miami to this island and just having to turn around and get on the next plane. That's insane.
Okay, Taylor, so what would you do? What would you do if you had let's put you in the best case scenario. What would you do if you were a reporter for some entertainment magazine or something, and you were going down there to report on this, and you showed up and it was what it was? What are you doing?
Oh, I'm immediately hunting down Ja Rule. Immediately.
Why do you think he'd even be there?
Yeah.
That's a good point. He may have bailed earlier, but I think getting his reaction to all of this is where it comes in. He tweeted immediately afterwards and said, "It was not a scam. This is not my fault." Which basically tells us all that it is a scam, and it probably was his fault.
I really feel like he should have pled the fifth here and just not said anything. He's got to have a publicist. There's no way. At least somebody on retainer or a lawyer or something who's smart enough to say oh.
Ja, why'd you do that, Ja?
So they were on a private island, and where was that again? What part of any kind?
The Bahamas.
Okay.
I was in the Bahamas.
Surely there had to have been some local music scene that they could have please Please, you're not Blink-182, but you make the music happen, please.
I don't think they even thought that far in advance.
Right.
Tyler, new hypothetical. You're going to this good music festival and you show up and it looks like it does. Ferris Bueller your way out of this one.
How do I get away with this?
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. What person am I again? I'm a person going to this thing?
I was trying, yes, and you're already there. You need a Ferris Bueller your way out of this one. You've seen that movie, right?
I have.
Okay. What are you doing?
I mean, I feel like I would just have to form like a fucking like tribe of people, and then just like I feel like I would be I would have to assume these people have a lot of money. I would probably just pillage. That's not very Ferris Bueller. I think Ferris Bueller is a noble soul, and I think the only things he does are innocent shenanigans that I don't think are intended to hurt anyone.
He ran someone's Ferrari out of a window.
I mean, he didn't do it on purpose. It just kind of happened. Do you want me to like hijack like a plane?
I'm not saying that. I'm asking you to answer the question honestly. I mean, I was really rooting for you there when you were going down the civic virtue route of like getting together with people. But then when you took it down like going down the pillage route, I was like, I'm not really sure where this one's going now. Like,
I mean, truth be told, like I would be terrified if I was worth that much money and I was on an island with presumably nothing going on. So, I mean, could I make like
what happens if you find out you're the poorest kid? What do you do then?
Sean, this metaphor is really forced.
It's not a metaphor. I'm asking him what he would do.
I just feel like, how private an island are we talking? I feel like there's got to be native people on this island, right? No, I mean, I don't know.
It has resorts and stuff on it. Like, it's not just an abandoned island somewhere.
See, that's what I was trying to get you to say. Like, you should Ferris Bueller it. So the first thing I'm doing is I'm looking around to see what else is going on this stupid island, because I'm not going to let anybody know that I just paid $2,500 to go to a festival
that doesn't exist.
Nothing is at.
Yeah.
I'm going to like find some resort or something. I'm going to go there and I'm going to like find every opportunity to make it the best out of this. And then when I get back, have my parents sue them.
So no tribal council then? Is that what you're saying?
Well, I mean, to each their own, I guess. But like, no, mine.
Sean's like getting away from the crowd, booking a room in the first hotel he finds, and waiting this thing out.
Right. And just spring breaking it.
I think that's the right reaction.
Tyler's reaction felt very like Castaway. Like he's like finding a beach volleyball, painting a face on it with his own blood, and then becoming friends with it.
He's like, well, I came for Blink-182, but I left with a volleyball.
I came with a better understanding of like people around me and how to kill a man with a bamboo skewer.
Wilson!
So this week for Internet Garbage, I found an essay on McSweeney's Internet Tendency, which if you're not familiar, it's kind of a highbrow internet humor site. And this is a short imagined monologue called I Remember When Being a Millennial Actually Meant Something. And it talks about the struggles of an aging millennial as they realize that there are people in their office that are younger than them, and there are people like expecting them to do their job now, and they don't want to grow up because that means shaving your beard and not wearing raw denim and thinking about buying a house. And
no, it's not that. It's not wearing your raw denim. It's not cuffing your.
Oh, excuse me.
It's the details that matter. Clearly, you're not into this part of millennial culture.
I read this earlier in the week, and I just felt like we had to talk about it on the show because I love how well it plays on the millennial stereotype as well as kind of the perceived nature of millennials. Like, I love the part where it talks about call me an old man, but I remember when it really meant something to be a millennial. And when I say meant something, I mean no one could really put a finger on what our generation even meant. What do you guys think about this?
It's hilarious. It's funny, and it's supposed to be like comical, and it is. But at the same time, I kind of I kind of see myself thinking this sometime, like, oh my god, am I gonna have to like I'm gonna have to like cut off my beard. Like,
You shut the fuck up, Sean.
No, you won't.
Shut your,
You won't have
you
to
shut
cut
your
off your
dirty
beard.
mouth. Everyone's not gonna have gauges where I work someday. I don't understand.
All right, I mean that's fine.
Took it a step too far, but continue.
It's like funny because it's real because I hear people talking about that, like looking for houses and like moving in with one another, and like everyone's talking about getting like setting up their retirement plans. I don't know. Some people maybe aren't. I don't know. Oh my god, maybe I'm old.
One of my cousins had a child recently, and this is the first time that they brought the child to a family gathering. I was
Aww,
like,
babies.
kids.
Aren't they annoying?
And then they like left early, and I was like, ugh.
Let's just talk about that for a reason. I really feel like I know people that have gotten animals or have used babies as excuses to come late to stuff and leave early.
Oh, it's a great plan.
Oh, it's fantastic. But that's what this is all about. God, we are going to be so weird when we get old.
I think that's also the point, is that because like, first of all, for some reason olds decided to label I guess us an uncounted amount of people between the ages of like probably like 40 and 16. Like, hey, you're a millennial, that means you these things, this is you. So we're like, well, I mean, I guess that's what I have to be. I guess if that's you're gonna insist on calling me that, so whatever, it's fine.
How does it feel to not want to be categorized all the time?
I mean, it's fine to shut the fuck up about it. I get it.
Taylor, what do you think about this? You spend a lot of time contemplating what it's like to be you.
I don't know whether that's a good or a bad thing.
Well, needless to say, you're the most millennial one of all of us, if we're being real.
Yeah, you definitely have FOMO. You're probably one of the most FOMO people that I know.
I mean, I just meant that he has a social media job, which I don't.
Well, yeah, I mean that too, but
Wow, apparently it's just shit on Taylor's segment over here.
No, it's no. Listen, you're doing a great service to your company, and it's highly valued. And old people just don't get it. Except now that Donald Trump is our president, so that means all the olds have Twitter. So it's just they have to get the praises from their lord.
I mean, I like this article because I feel like everybody knows a millennial who's more millennial than they are. Or like, you see somebody walking down the street and they're wearing like an all-white outfit with like their super undercut, and they've got like one of those Herschel backpacks on, and they're like carrying an artisanally crafted cup of coffee or something. And you're like, oh yeah, I have found it. I have found the peak millennial. Like, this is the person who is both cooler and hipper than anyone I know. And then 2 days later, you find somebody who surpasses them. And so reading this article, it's like...
He's riding 2 fixed gear bikes.
Right. His gears are so fixed, the wheels don't even move.
like, I feel like that's what's so weird about this sometimes is that, like, being a millennial, you're like your own coolest kid on the block, but you're never the coolest kid.
No, never. There's always someone cooler than you. And so it was funny to read this article because it feels like that other shoe dropping for those people, where they're suddenly realizing that they can't cuff their jeans to every job they're going to have for the rest of their career.
Just get some tailored pants, you hippie.
And I feel like the sooner people realize that, the better, but there are some people that it takes them a very long time. And it's funny to watch it happen. I also love the bit about checking house prices, because everyone in my office is trying to buy a house right now. Mostly because the rental market here is really expensive. But I'm just like, man, that is the symbol of being old.
What?
Like having just nebulous conversations about like, boy, yeah, it's really better to buy in this market, and like not citing any specifics or anything and just being super vague. And I can feel that starting to happen to people that I know, and I'm like, oh no, this is going to be me.
That's just the thing about the economy. Everyone says that. Sean's Nerd Corner. Most people, when you ask them about the economy, they just say what the experts say. They really don't have any idea.
Nobody has any ideas. Sean Evans, 2017.
I never said that. That was totally decontextualized from what I said.
So all joking aside, after reading this article and thinking about what it means to be a millennial. What is the most millennial thing you've caught yourself doing in the last week? Like the most stereotypically millennial thing.
You mean other than artisanally crafted coffee?
Yeah, I feel like everybody already knows that about us. Something the listeners don't know.
I did buy some shorts with crabs on them, and I bought a pink button-down short-sleeve shirt with sunglasses on them.
Wow.
I went to a wedding, and I wore salmon shorts and boat captain shoes and a button-down shirt with seagulls on it.
Sean, I doubt you can do it, but can you top that?
So Sarah's birthday is this coming week, and she carries around these like handbags, well, these like big like carry-alls, and she said that it was hurting her shoulder. So my gift to her was to find her a backpack that she could wear, and I scoured the earth to find the best backpack that would fit her needs. And I feel like that's a very millennial thing.
To like read reviews and like
Oh yeah.
the whole deal
So, like,
to buy a backpack.
Well, to like research it, to like go hard and like find the best backpack that fits your individual self. Like that it's like perfect just for you. I ended up going to Toomey. And I found one, and it's amazing. I kind of thought about you too, Taylor, and I was doing it because I felt like this is something that you would definitely do.
I'm very picky about backpacks, this is true. Well, they haven't come in yet, but I just ordered a pair of...
Did you order them online?
No, I actually ordered them in a store. So it's not super millennial, but I ordered a pair of prescription sunglasses that are like the brown tortoise pattern with gray fade lens. So they start out at like charcoal gray at the top and they fade down to a lighter gray at the bottom. And they're essentially like, you know, your Ray-Ban silhouette style.
Custom ordering glasses isn't that big of a millennial thing.
But custom ordering prescription sunglasses that are basically knockoff Ray-Bans is.
I was going to say, how much did you pay for them?
More than I'm willing to admit.
Oh, okay, then that wasn't very millennial of you. If you would have said you got on Warby Parker and just entered a bunch of numbers into the prescription part, that's a very millennial thing to do. Kind of like Tyler right now. Kind of has that Terminator look. Are you going to wear those sunglasses with your sunglass shirt?
I definitely sat on these. And these were definitely sunglasses I found at work that I just kind of stole. I mean, they were definitely sitting there for a while, for like days, so.
Yeah, that's way more millennial than my thing. I think Tyler wins.
They match your shirt though. That's pretty classy.
Beep, 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 beep. Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
Alright, now it's time to round the show out like we always do with a round of shameless plugs from the panel. We'll start with Tyler Reed. Tyler, what do you have for us this week?
Greetings, everyone. Hope you enjoyed the show, because I know I did. You can find my design work at tylerdreed.com. Then, you can follow me on socials as TDR Design on Instagram and Twitter for all my sketches and in-process work. Give me a few likes, and that'd be great.
Sean Evans, what about you? Where can the people find you?
They can find me on Twitter and Snapchat at SEvans, SEVANS 8910. That's 7s, 8, 9s, 10. That's me. You can see me tweet about random stuff that people say that I think is absolutely hilarious. And yell at Beats Broadcasting when they play music that I think is terrible.
That's real. Well, and you can follow me on the socials as TC Olmstead, and you can like and follow the show as at Dudes Brunch. And of course, don't forget to check out 10 Minute Tech Talk, the technology show I do on Tuesdays with Emily Bamforth. Thanks, everybody, and we will see you next week for more brunch. I need you all to say something, but not all at the same time.
If we all recognize forever. Oh.
Stay never last. When your creatures wrap your face, horse open up the door.
We are 138.
I ain't no goddamn son of a bitch.
Teenagers from Mars, we don't care.
Can we talk about how that was basically just a Kermit the Frog its cover?
Goddamn son of a bitch.
This week on Dude's Brunch, Kermit does Danzig.